Welcome, friends. Last Tuesday was Durga Puja, and many devotees came. Even it went beyond our expectation. We had arranged as a sweetmeat, rasgulla. That's very Bengali sweet. We had plenty, but as our expectation failed, we couldn't serve to all. A few were left. Some even complained, Swami, we didn't get rasgulla out of volunteers, very dear friends. Rasgulla is very tasty. You know how it's made. The cheese ball is prepared and then it is soaked in sugar syrup. It absorbs that syrup and it feels so tasty. When we don't get it, we feel missed. Our mind is exactly like that, like rasgulla, just prepared, not yet soaked. And wherever we soak it, it absorbs. Soaking it in the sweet sugar syrup is what meditation is. Soaking our mind is divine, is meditation. In rasgulla there is nothing but sugar syrup. It is permeated, every pore, every space is permeated with that sugary, tasty sugary syrup. Our mind, when we can make it, every bit of it, every thought is permeated with the divine feeling. That will be really meditation. We can think nothing but divine. We see nothing but divine. We talk nothing but divine. That is a state of meditation. What we call meditation, so just now we had a meditation for a few minutes. We term it meditation because we want to achieve meditation. It is like if you go to India and go in a bus, bus will be at Belur Math and you will be calling Howrah, 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 Howrah. Where is Howrah? It is in Belur Math. That means that bus, if you ride in that bus, you will reach Howrah. So come into the bus if you want to go to Howrah, another place, another city. So like that is meditation. We say meditation, it is not really meditation, but we want to reach the state of meditation. When we will be totally merged in divine feeling. No other thoughts, no other distraction, only divine. It's very rare that we really experience the moments of meditation. Let us now try to find how meditation helps. What are the distractions? How we can make ourselves meditative? First, meditation is often thought of like concentration. I want to meditate on this subject of mathematics. Really, that is not meditation, that's just concentration. You want to gather your mind and put it on something and think on that line alone. When you study physics or mathematics or history, you don't want to think of the sport, you don't want to think of the music, you want to think of only that particular subject what you are going to study. That is concentration. Meditation precedes concentration. Concentration has to precede meditation. Meditation comes as a result of concentration. But meditation, the term itself, it says the concentration has to be on particular subject, not on secular subject. Meditation is on divine subject. It has to be, the subject of meditation has to be, object of meditation has to be divine. Then only it will be meditation. So, meditation starts from concentration, and concentration itself is so difficult. And when particularly we want to put it on something and that is not moving, we want to steal our mind on that particular object, it becomes very challenging job. That we can feel. Even they say the 3 steps of that leads to meditation are called pratyahara, dharana and dhyana. I want to think of some particular thing. So some divine idea, divine form, divine sentence, something like that. Just I want to think only of that, and that my mind should not distract. So when I try to do that, mind is always distracted. It has to be gathered first. So when I try to think of something like a form of God or anything, or light inside, then I find my mind going to something else. That mind has to be drawn back to that. When I'm aware, oh, I'm not thinking of that, then pull the mind back to the object of your meditation. That is called pratyahara. Bringing back to the object of meditation. Pratyahara. After bringing the mind back, try to put it on that object. That is dharana. For some time. They say if it is even for 12 seconds, you can put your mind on particular object, it becomes dharana. And when that dharana becomes 12 times more, it becomes dhyana. So meditation is the process, it's not even the goal. The goal is samadhi. Goal is absorption. Meditation is putting our mind on one thing and making it undistracted, unwavering, fixed on that. But samadhi is when you stop your mind, as the song was being sung this morning, that there is nothing left. This world is not there. This sun is not there. Neither the moon nor the stars. Not even I. I comes and floats and goes down. Floats and goes down. Finally that I also merges into what? The neither merges into neither. Nothing is there. You cannot say, I am meditating when you are in samadhi. At the time of meditation, you are aware, my mind is fixed. And finally, you forget yourself and only God remains, the object of meditation remains. You are unaware of your surroundings. Where you are meditating, who is there, you just forget everything, get absorbed. And finally, when you are in samadhi, you don't know anything. Just bliss remains. Just what is remains. The reality remains. There is neither meditation nor absorption, nothing there. There is samadhi. But they are high state. We are talking about meditation. So meditation is withdrawing the mind from the distraction and putting it in something divine for a longer period of time without letting it go away from that. So what happens? What happens in meditation? What is the benefit of meditation? Swami Vivekananda says, if you have a good meditation, it will give you wonderful rest. Even a very nice, whole nice, sound sleep will not give that meditation if meditation of 1 hour. If you can absorb yourself and be aware that you are meditating on the object, it gives such a rest, wonderful rest. What will happen if we won't meditate? Will we die? Are the people who don't seek meditation, do they die? No, we won't really die physically, but we will die in some aspects of our inner being. Inner subtle feeling will die, and that death or that missing of our inner being is expressed as stress. Something we are missing. We are missing meditation. That is expressed outside as stress, as fear and anxiety. That is because of not having meditation, good meditation. We miss that. We have other things. Because we do not have meditation, we are beset with fear and anxiety. We are full with suspicion and distress. Distrust and suspicion also are a result of not having meditation. So it is a kind of missing a lot from our life. Our very subtle inner life we miss if we do not meditate. That's why meditation has been very much eulogized in the Upanishads. Upanishads, in Chandogya Upanishad it is said, as if everything meditates. That's why they can do their work. Dhyanam vava chittat bhuyo dhyayati eva prithivi. As if this earth meditates and does its work, sustains everything because of the power earned by the meditation. Dhyayati eva antariksham. The space, the heaven meditates. Dhyayati dyaur dhyayati antariksha. So, the heaven meditates, the mid-region meditates. Dhyayantiva Parvata, the mountain as it were, they are meditating. Dhyayati Deva Manusya, the human beings are meditating. The gods are meditating. The whole surrounding is meditating. This is the process. When we start meditation, there is the preliminary for meditation, we'll talk about that. We should feel that everything is calm and quiet and meditating. The planets, the trees, the mountains, the human beings, everyone is very peaceful and meditative. That should be the first feeling when we start meditation. And what will happen if you don't meditate? Dhyana apagamsha ihaivate bhavanti atha elpa kalahina vishuna. Those who do not meditate and are quarrelsome, abusive, and slandering. They are small-minded people. That's what the Upanishad says. If you do not practice meditation, you have every danger of being quarrelsome, abusive, and slandering. And such type of people are called small-minded persons. So meditation makes us large-hearted, all-inclusive, and devotee of God. What is the benefit, real benefit of meditation? Real benefit of meditation is God realization. Our mind gets soaked in divine, we become full of divinity. That is the primary object and primary benefit of meditation. We become Brahman. What is the other benefit, secondary benefit? If we do not realize God, is there no other benefit from meditation? Yes. Meditation brings us mental peace. First, mental peace. There is physical well-being. Meditation gives us tremendous rest. If we are meditative, we have very nice sleep, sound sleep. It removes stress. Those are all the secondary benefits of meditation. Primary benefit, of course, is God realization. Now, how we will meditate? That's why I want to speak on today. That how can we meditate? When you find meditation has so many good results and benefits for us, ultimately we'll realize God. We'll be very peaceful, we'll have nice sound sleep, we'll have very good behavior, we'll be free from anxiety and fear, we'll be free from stress and worry in the life. If it has so many benefits in this living life, and these are the secular goals, one Swami says. Secular goal of meditation is trying to have peace in your own self. The spiritual goal is trying to have God realization. So if it has so many benefits meditation has, then how to meditate? How can we progress in meditation? When we sit with a little feeling, I want to meditate, we find it so difficult. Our mind is untrained. And Swami Vivekananda puts it, mind is so troublesome, we often don't understand. I think my mind is good. Only we need to try to meditate or concentrate on a particular object, then we understand what is the condition of our mind. It is so much of beset with desires and these samskaras and vasanas, so it is very, very difficult. Sometimes people start meditation and after that they complain, I was very peaceful earlier. When I start meditating, it seems to be making rows. Riot, the meditation is making riots after meditation, after starting that. It's not making riots. Then you are aware of your mind. What your mind is, you are unaware of that. When you didn't try to concentrate it, didn't try to meditate it. Whatever was there came up. All the dirt has come up. And this is the process that it will clean. It is like the cleaning of an ink bottle with under the faucet. So tap water comes, if there was nothing coming out, then you find all dirt's coming out. Then you realize, oh, so much of dirt is in mind. Nothing to worry, dirt is going away. Pour on the good thoughts. Try to meditate more. All dirt will go and finally the ink pot will be clean and from there the clean water will come out. Clean water goes and clean water comes out. That is the meditation. So first thing to have the meditation is we have to make our lifestyle a little different than what we have now. We need to purify our heart. Without purified heart, meditation is not possible. If we are distracted and pulled by so many desires of and so many sense of so many duties, so many involvement and so many things of the world, it will be very difficult to have that pratyahara. Pratyahara will be only outwards. You sit to think of your deity and mind will always think of something else. Where your heart is, your love will be. Where your love is, your heart will be there. So we have to lead a very pure life. We should try to make our hearts pure. How to make our hearts pure? What is called by making our hearts pure? What is made by impure heart? Impure heart is selfish heart. When we think too much about ourselves, me and mine, that is impurity. When we stop thinking about myself, mine is connected with me. It is the me, it's the I that is most makes us impure. Always thinking of what will happen to me. I think about my children and my family also because it is connected with me. If we dissociate from I and then think, then there is no problem. But because somehow I relate myself with myself and then worry about them. So we have to make our hearts pure by unselfish work. Thinking about others. Not always thinking about what will happen to me. Thinking about what is happening to that person. Always concerned about that person, another person, than being concerned about ourselves. And that will lead us to Karma Yoga. And Karma Yoga or doing things for others, thinking about others, only can make us pure in our heart. Unless we have attained that purity by thinking about others, we will not attain meditation. That is the first condition of having meditation. Making our life pure, making our hearts pure by the process of thinking about others. It is having human nature, we are made that way through our samskaras, that we are self-centered. Everything we connect ourselves. They say when someone of our dear one goes to other place, your child goes to England to study higher education, you feel so bad in your heart. What happened to my child? It is about my thing. Because it is your son, that's why you are worried. You are not worried for that person. Only because it is related to you. Center is you. Center is not your child. Suppose our dear one dies. Old grandfather dies. Or our husband suddenly dies. Or wife suddenly dies. Mostly it is, we become very selfish when we think. The first thing comes, what will happen to me? That is my thing comes. We don't think that he died or missing. That's how we are self-centered. So in our sorrow, in our sadness, if we analyze ourselves, it's always centered around our own self. As if myself is the center of the universe. Always thinking about myself alone. That is the impurity. We need to think about others and forget ourselves. We need to do for others. That is the way to make our heart pure. When our hearts are pure and we start thinking about other persons and thinking good about other persons, then it becomes conducive for meditation. Now, where to meditate? Sri Ramakrishna says, we must seek a nice place, quiet place. As our mind is not prepared yet, we are training it, so it should be a quiet retreat. Like he says, where people are not going, like desert or forest. But that is not possible to go forest every time. You cannot go to Algonquin forest and pitch a tent there and start meditating. It's not possible. You may do once a year. But that also we go with the family, with the barbecue thing and enjoy the things. Where is meditation? Where do we remember God there? Where do we remember divine? It's all about me and mine only. So, that also we don't use and that's not possible in present days. Desert fathers used to do, in the earlier Christian saints, they used to go to the desert and think of God and get illuminated and come back. Jesus also did the same thing. They say his 12 years of his life is not known, where he meditated, where he learned, where he studied, we don't know. Some say he went to Iran, some say he went to India, we don't know that. But he went and sought solitude and led a meditative life, contemplative life, and had the God vision, all the messages came. So like that, then that is done. Another, if you can't go to that secluded place, at least make the corner of your house, kone, where you can sit and think of Be with your divine being. The household duties remain aside. We all have a shrine. Make a little shrine in your house. And when you enter the shrine room, keep the world outside. Thought about son and daughter and wife and mother and father. And just keep for some time that outside. Be you and my God. Only these two. Me and my God. Me is always there what to do. That doesn't go. That is our object of meditation. Me will also go away. Only God will remain. And in Samadhi, what remains we don't know. Only bliss remains. That also we don't know in Samadhi. It expresses through the face when person is in Samadhi. And when you come down from Samadhi, then we feel that, oh, so joy. So that is the Samadhi thing. But we are concentrating on meditation. So that way. If we do not have that, or you go to the corner of your house or in the shrine room of your house, you have to find the solitude within yourself. Get detached from everything that holds you in the world and find solitude within yourself. Mourning. You have to enter into your mind, recess of your mind, and you and God will be there. So, mone. That's how our lifestyle also has to be there. We have to practice aloneness. Not loneliness, aloneness. Just you feel that I am unattached, detached from the world. One beautiful song says, I have a mother, what worries do I have? Ami achi, ar ma achen ar ami achi, bhavna ki achi amar. There is God and there am I. What there to fear? What is there to worry? That type of feeling one has to have. The aloneness. I am really not, I do not belong to this world. I belong to the relation. I belong to God. Beautiful English song. I belong to mother and mother belongs to me. People sing it. People practice here also without the song. So that sort of feeling, detaching oneself from the world and connecting oneself with the God. And practicing aloneness. Yes. In fact, if you analyze our life, before we are born, or before we become conscious of our surroundings and parents and father and mother, with whom we were? We are with God, we are alone. After we are born here, then we make the wave of this is my relative, this is my friend, that is my colleague, and we have so many email and Facebook and Twitter and all that. We get connected with the wave throughout the world. But how long? Until we die. After a short lifespan of life, 80 years, 100 years is nothing more. Then who are with us then? Facebook and Twitter and relatives all are gone. Again that alone is there. So we are in fact alone. Alone is quite opposite of loneliness. It is not feeling that loneliness seeks company but can go with company. And you suffer because you don't have company. Loneliness is seeking friends and family, but you miss, you can't have, you can't mix, and you are left lonely. But alone is, you are always aware of the God within you and treat everyone as God. So there is more of God and less of the world, more of unity and less of the diversity. In the diversity also you feel that is oneness. That is the aloneness. Aloneness makes you more loving than when we feel that I am lonely. So aloneness is divine. Loneliness is worldliness. So seeking that comes from I was born alone, I am alone. This whole is the duty. I have come into this gymnasium. I am born by the will of God. I have born here, as Swami Vivekananda says, to have the experience, to purify myself, and ultimately to realize the truth. That is the sole purpose of whole life given to us, human life. Just to realize Jivan Mukti Sukha Prapti Etave Janma Dharanam. And Jivan Mukti comes from, Mukti is what? You feel yourself free from the world. It's termed as Kaivalya, Kevala, only. Only what? Only you. And when we have that feeling, meditation becomes easier. You have to practice that, and then it become easier to concentrate on the object of meditation. To have really, that's the lifestyle we need to have. To have really good meditation, we need to follow a definite routine. So there should be definite time in the beginning, though the meditation means that we need to be absorbed like the Rasagula to the divine feeling and divine awareness always. But in the beginning it doesn't happen. We are already soaked with a Rasagula was being made had to be dipped in the sugar syrup. But by mistake or by something, by the God's plan, it is dipped in the salt syrup. That is the condition of our mind now. We think, instead of thinking of God and making ourselves sweet, we have made ourselves salty, untasty, unsavory. If Rasagula tastes salty, how it will look like? Like that has become our condition, because we think too much of the world. Our Rasagula, our mind is soaked in salt syrup. And that doesn't give the taste to the people. Neither we enjoy it, nor another person enjoys our company. That is because of the lack of meditation in our life, lack of divine awareness in our life. So we need to have a definite routine. That I will have, routine is daily routine. This time I will get up, then this time I will have the prayer, then this time I will have the bath, and this time I will go to office. Like the daily routine has to be fixed. Your life will be very much routine life. That makes a regularity brings a certain amount of power in your life. And it becomes a peace within you. Regular person are more peaceful than haphazard and routineless person. So we need to follow a regular routine in our life. That is, life has to be disciplined. Then, during the time of meditation, suppose meditation they often say, when to meditate? What is the best time to meditate? What is the best day to meditate? Every day is best. What is the best time? It is often said, any time when your mind feels fresh, and when the mind is fresh, you have a grip over the mind. When the mind is drowsy or inert or very restless, you don't have control over the mind. So when mind is fresh, then you have the grip over the mind, then you say, mind, now it is the time to think of divine. Or whatever you want, make it to think. And thinking of divine is the best time when your mind is quiet. What time the mind is quiet? Morning hours. You had a very nice sleep, fresh in the morning, then you go to your shrine, in a corner of a room or the shrine room, and then you try to concentrate on the form of God or light of God or some particular idea. Best, easiest is to think of the form of God for many persons, those who believe. Then when we go to meditate, we should try that I will have my mind fixed to this form for a longer time. There should be intensification of the desire to meditate. Without that, I have to go and Guru has said do 108, then do 100 and finish. There will be no meditation. I asked one devotee, how good meditation you had? He said, Swami, I do 108 at home, so there was nothing much to do. So I said, that's not the thing. 108, the Guru says, that is the minimum you have to do every day. Otherwise, 108 doesn't change your life. We have to change our life. There is the transformation of character, our character. That should be the meditation's purpose. So, there should be more certain type of resolve that I will have better meditation than yesterday. Which day is good for meditation? Often within the Hindu tradition that say when someone has born in your home or someone has died, don't do worship. That's only for worship, asaucha. Can we meditate during asaucha? Scriptures say, the senior monks say, yes, you should rather do more meditation and japam during when you feel you need support, you feel you are helpless, you feel your dear one has died, you want peace of mind. That time you need to do more japam and meditation than other time. That's very auspicious. There is no bar to japam and meditation on any condition. So that is the time. Often in South India it's said Rahu Kalam, you cannot do that thing in the morning. Rahu Kalam is generally in the morning. So you cannot do any auspicious thing in the morning. So then for some Rahu Kalam is whole day. You cannot do any auspicious thing in the whole day. So how will you do japam or think of God? And all good thing that you need to do, that you are bought to do that. This is the wrong explanation of the thing. Or in Bengal we say bar bela. You cannot travel on certain time. And in puja also you find, if those who do puja, external worship, they say this is bar bela for this puja. So we should finish before that. We don't accept that bar bela. For traveling, okay. But still for traveling also, it is said Sri Ramakrishna is to observe that Thursday afternoon is not good for traveling. But still they say, if you take the name of God, nothing is inauspicious. Everything is auspicious. The inauspicious time will be changed into auspicious. Just take the name of Ramakrishna, take the name of Rama, Shiva, everything will be good. There is a beautiful song that it says that if you remember Durga, Shiva will always protect you with trident in his hand. So that's why the tradition of starting a car or moving away or going away saying Durga, Durga, Durga. It's a Bengal tradition. When Durga is repeated, everything becomes auspicious. Like that, there is no inauspicious time for doing meditation. Whenever your mind is fresh, you can sit for meditation. There is no auspicious. But we have certain mental association for auspicious days. Like we feel if it is Ashtami of Durga Puja, or if it is a birthday of our chosen deity like Janmashtami or Ram Navami or Ramakrishna Tritiya, then we say, oh, it's very good, I should meditate today. So it's our mental, the psychological feeling is there, and we have better prayer, greater japam, better meditation. We need to do that. Swami Vivekananda also believed in that when there is grahan, that eclipse, they say that people should not eat that time. They should not cook that time. Why it is said? We have forgotten the thing. You should throw away whatever is cooked. You should cook fresh after that. The reason is when there is planetary changes, there is some effect on the human mind. And that time is supposed that you should think of God. Because that is auspicious time. Instead of thinking of God, if you think of only cooking and eating, you are misutilizing your time. So that's why they say don't eat that during that time. Don't cook that during that time. Think of God. So we remember not to cook and eat during Grahan, and we forgot what for it was meant. It was meant to remember God. Swami Vivekananda said, you all should think of God, but I will go and sleep during this time. He said, I didn't have good sleep. He worked so hard throughout his life. He didn't have even time to sleep. He said, I couldn't sleep well. So I want to have sleep so that I get a good merit of sleeping. So I will sleep during that time, he used to say. So Vivekananda was like that, very extraordinary. So once he went to take a dip in a holy pond in East Bengal. And he warned his disciples and companions, said, it's very polluted water, so be aware that you don't sip any water. People used to bathe and sip water, but it was full of pollution. It was unflowing water, stagnant water. And all dipped and came up, and when came out of the pond, and Swami Vivekananda asked, I think none of you drank water from this. So, no, Swamiji, you told us not to do it. It was very polluted, that's why we didn't do. Swamiji said, but I drank. When I dipped into the water, I drank some water. So all was surprised, why did you do that? He said, we don't know where the good merit will come. Maybe that makes you very, very, very meritorious, very pure. So not to have pure, he is already pure. But he was like that. He himself asked others not to drink that water, sip that water, but himself he sipped that water. So Swami Vivekananda had said that during Grahana eclipse time is a very auspicious time, and it's a time to think about God. So, now for time for meditation, morning is the best time for meditation, and Guru will ask you to do japam and meditation in the evening also, morning and evening. Where to meditate? Meditate in, Sri Krishna said in the Gita, Chaila Jina Kushottara. You must have a comfortable seat in a quiet place. Nati Uchritam, Nati Nicham. Not very tall seat, not very low seat. You sit a comfortable seat like that. And you should make a seat which doesn't hurt you. Because meditation or japam, the minimum time for practice of serious spiritual practice is 1 hour, they say. You should be able to sit 1 hour, devote 1 hour for this japam and meditation. That is the time given. This 108 is for the very, very busy people. Whenever we have time, we need to sit 1 hour for meditation. And we need for that a comfortable seat. Posture has to be like Sukhasana, where you can sit for a longer time. If you are unable to sit on the ground, sit on the chair, but you should be able to sit for a longer time if you have time to devote for that. Breathing should be rhythmic. For that you can do rhythmic breathing for few times, which is called Nadi Shuddhi, long deep breathing for 10 times. That is Nadi Shuddhi. Then we need to convert our room like a shrine, have the pictures of holy person and feel that, oh, God lives in my room. Some people convert even their office, like, they put the picture of their chosen deity. I think it is too much when it is very much exhibited. Spirituality is not a subject to exhibit. You see, if you are too devoted to the deity, you can put it in the drawer and see now and then, and try to fix your mind on the deity. But to put for that everyone sees may bring you trouble. Who is this? Why do you put and all that? They may brand you one-sided. So keep your idea little secret so that others don't see. But you need to remind yourself of the chosen deity or object of meditation again and again in your office and in your office. Next thing is always look to God for everything that happens in life. Any prick, any blow, any praise, any good word should be thought of as coming from God. Don't hate others for the things that they give. Always think God must have some meaning. That somebody said, whatever happened in my life, I now understand it is for good. So whatever comes, just say, why God did this to me? There must be something. So everything should take us towards God. Good and bad that happens in life. Our focus will be on God. And there is in the beginning we must have company of spiritual persons. Those with whom we can talk, good-minded persons. Tyaja durjana sansargam bhaja sadhu samagam. That is very important. Company of devotee, company of good persons. If you talk about meditation and you go to someone who doesn't believe in this and he gives a good lecture to you. And then you say, oh, he's right, what is the meditation? I've been meditating for 3 years, nothing has happened, I'm the same person, same restlessness, nothing has happened. Yeah, he's right, so you give up then meditation. So always mix with the people who are like-minded, who believe in you. People say, if you want to study the scriptures, don't read Charvakas, who are materialistic things. They may distract you. Once that one story Swami used to say, there was one minister of a church was going through a road and he found many cars standing and many people were seeing near the bridge. And he got down and said, why were you here? He said, well, some person has gone at the top of the bridge, the pole, and he is standing there and wants to commit suicide. And the minister said, he is there trying to commit suicide by jumping into the river and you are not trying anything? You should try to bring him back to life and explain him the importance of life. And that minister himself then climbs the pole and goes to that man. And it is quite top. They couldn't hear what they were conversing. For some time they talked. The minister and the person who was at the top. They conversed for some time. And after a few minutes, both of them jumped into the to commit suicide. That who was committing suicide, he convinced the minister the life is there, nothing to live. So it may happen. So we try to convince someone, so don't talk about these things. So have the company of good. Bhaja, tyaja durjana sansarvam, bhajat sadhu samadham. Be simple, be childlike. Don't open your heart to all except spiritual persons. Often we need to be straightforward, childlike, no complications inside. And in that process, don't say everything that you feel to everyone else. It may get complication. He may talk to someone, he may talk to someone, she may talk to some other person. So keep the very inner feeling to yourself, or have some 1 or 2 persons in your life who are very trustworthy, with whom you can open your mind. Even in spiritual practices, hindrances, problems. We need friends, even in spiritual path. So that is important. But don't say everything of yourself to every other person. That you should be careful. Stop complaining. We often complain for everything. Complaining is the habit. Giving blame on others is our habit. And that distracts us when we meditate. When we complain about others, that becomes more intensified, that person. Stop complaining about others. Try to think whatever comes in your life, try to feel that it comes from God. And there must be some good purpose that God has given it to me. God loves us. That feeling, that conviction has to be in us to have good meditation. Stop complaining. That's why we daily pray. May we not accuse, demand or complain. That's very important prayer. It needs to be practiced in our lives. Just we say during food time, thinking all about the food, what is nice things cooked today, Sunday service, very nice from the devotees have come. May we not accuse, demand or complain and Brahman, Shanti, Shanti, what is the food comes? What is there, the prayers meaning going deep? Really we should strive to not accuse, demand or complaining. Stop complaining. This is one very wonderful spiritual practice. If we could stop complaining about others. Complaining has two aspects. The more manifested aspect is we start speaking of it with others. First stop that. First stop saying ill about others, what others might have done. First is that. The next is you stop complaining within your heart itself. Whenever something happens, every prick and every blow should be seen as coming from God. God definitely takes our care. Mother is always there. Holy Mother, that's why I said, whenever you have any problem, whenever you have any worries, think that I have a mother. She is there to take care. And this all, whatever wrong we feel that comes in our life, there is some meaning about that. If we could make that difficulties, turn ourselves towards God. Then the final is repeat God's name. That is very good help for meditation. Repeating God's name. That in other words called doing japa. That is so wonderful thing to hold on. Our mind holds on to that. And as more we go on repeating more and more, we find joy in repeating the name. Love for the name of God comes. When the love for the name of God comes, love for God comes, and our meditation becomes easier. You know what is meditation? Meditation is different from thinking. I want to think of the form of my children sitting within heart. Not at meditation. Meditation will be effortless. It will be like the pouring of oil from one pot to another. There will be nothing you have to do. You sit and just it happens. Just your mind flows without any effort. But to reach to that state of meditation, we have to put the effort. You have to come, think, pratyahara, you have to practice pratyahara. Whenever pratyahara is done, then you have to practice dharana, hold on to there. Dharana, longer time, then becomes dhyana. Once it becomes dhyana, then you have achieved. Like learning letters when you were small, like very V, E, R, O, this, how difficult it is. But when you have learned, there's nothing you can read the sentence. You don't have to do any effort to read the letters. That will happen after a long practice of meditation. It will become, when you really achieve meditation, it will be an effortless work and giving maximum rest and great joy. It gives great joy. Holy Mother said about meditation, with this I will conclude today, from Holy Mother about meditation. It is very necessary to have a fixed time for these things. For it cannot be said when the auspicious moment will come. It arrives so suddenly. No one gets any hint of it beforehand. Therefore, one should observe regularity, however busy one may be with duties. Even in the midst of the most intense activity, one should at least remember God and salute Him. I have no time to do japam. At least you must remember God, like that story of farmer saying Narayana before he goes to sleep, and Narayana he says when he wakes up. At least you must have that. Holy Mother says, the mantra of the God's name purifies the body. Man becomes pure by repeating the mantra of God. It is said, the human teacher utters the mantra into the ear, but God breathes the spirit into the soul. So that with mantra comes the spirit of God. Mantra is not just the words. There's some very divine power, intent and inherent in the mantra. When it goes and you start repeating, the God starts manifesting. A devotee asked Holy Mother, Mother, what is the secret? She pointed to a small timepiece in the niche and said, as that timepiece is ticking, so also go on repeating God's name. That will bring you everything. Nothing more need be done. So always repeat God's name. Whenever you are free, just repeat God's name. Disciple asked Holy Mother, suppose I can't do japa or the mantra of my chosen deity. Mother, what do you mean? You want to japa of your mantra? What is suggestion? If you don't do the japa, you lose. That affects me not in the least. He was Holy Mother's disciple. A disciple had written to Holy Mother, Mother, I cannot calm my mind and concentrate, and so on. Mother became agitated at these words and said, it can be done if one repeats the name of God 15 or 20,000 times each day. I have seen it actually happen. Let him do that first and talk afterwards if it fails. One must put one's mind to it. But no one will do that. They only complain. Why does nothing come of it? So we need to practice and then it will come. Swami Kripamayananda said, try for 3 months, and if you don't find change in yourself, come and slap on my cheek. That's what Kripamayananda said. Disciple asked, Mother, I practice japa, but I cannot concentrate on mind. Mother, repeat the name of God, whether your mind is concentrated or not. It will be good for you if you can repeat the name of God for a fixed number of times daily. Mother says, while performing japa, take the name of God with utmost love, sincerity and self-surrender. One should meditate on one's chosen deity as one goes on making japa. In meditation, the face of the chosen deity of course comes first, but one should meditate on the whole figure, starting the feet upwards. Disciple, Mother, why is it that our mind is not absorbed in God when we repeat His name? Mother, it will come about in due course. Even if the mind is not concentrated, do not give up the repetition of the holy word. You do your duty. While repeating the name, the mind will get fixed of itself on the ideal, like a candle flame in a place protected from the wind. It is the wind alone that makes the flame flicker. In the same way, our fancies and desires make our mind restless. Disciple, Mother, why is it that the mind does not become steady? When I try to think of God, I find the mind drawn towards other objects. Mother, it is wrong if the mind is drawn towards secular objects. By secular objects, it means money, family, etc. But it is natural to think of the work in which one is engaged. If meditation is not possible, do japa. Realization will come through japa. If the meditative mood comes, well and good. But by no means do it by force. Little stress, but not too much force. Last saying, disciple, I find it impossible to meditate. Please awaken my kundalini. Mother says, it will awaken in the course of time. Do japa and meditation. It does not rise of itself. Continuous meditation will make the mind so steady that you will not feel inclined to give it up. When the mind is not in a good mood to meditate, do not force it to do so. In such conditions, get up from the seat of meditation after making prostrations. Real meditation is of a spontaneous nature. The kundalini will be gradually awakened. You will realize everything by the repetition of God's name. Even if the mind is not quiet, still you can sit and repeat the holy name 1,000,000 times. Before the awakening of the kundalini, one hears the anahata sound, but nothing can be achieved without the grace of the Divine Mother. If a person is steady in meditation, he will clearly see the Lord in his heart and hear His voice. The moment an idea flashes in his mind, it will at once be fulfilled and he will be bathed in peace. And that is the primary goal of meditation. Thank you.